अमिताभ बच्चन ने राजा सेन की बुक द बेस्ट बेकर इन द वर्ल्ड एट ग्रैंडमास कैफे का अनावरण किया। इस कार्यक्रम में गुलपनाग, अमोल गुप्ते, गौरव गुप्ता, फहद जैसे गणमान्य उपस्थित हुए।
Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, Mr. Bachchan, thank you all so much for coming this evening. Before we begin, I would first like to salute a cinematic legend we lost yesterday. In keeping with the book we are here to launch, I have written a little limerick to celebrate a great actor and a true gentleman. An actor who lived for the theatre and for cinema. We miss him already, this man who held on to his ma. Remember the roles, that smile, that hair. Remember above all the way he cared. In the words of the great Shashi Kapoor, Pyar Kiye Ja. Clearly, writing rhymes is an addiction. And clearly I might have a problem. We'll see with the next review and if it ends up being written in meter. That brings us to a question I find myself answering very often. Why did I, a film critic, write a children's book? The answer is simply that I have always loved them. I taught myself to read because grown-ups around me were not reading out fast enough or often enough. And I have been smitten by children's literature to this day. I love the way children's books have no constraints and how actively children respond to something that challenges their imagination. I love how children's books sound when read out loud. And I have always wanted to write one. I also love the movies. This, I admit, might not be news. We film critics do what we do because we love the movies. This series, called My First Matinee, is about sharing that love with children who aren't old enough to watch these masterpieces. I strongly believe, however, that they are old enough to appreciate great stories, timeless characters, and incredible drama. Therefore, here we are, telling the story of Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather through the story of a man who makes the most fantastic pastries. We call him the best baker in the world.
Quite obviously, my reason for coming here has been Raja's acidic pen, because he has the unique ability of destroying and devastating every film that I've worked in. And the fear of that happening in a recurring fashion has brought me here this afternoon. Thank you so much for having me here, Raja. I'm actually quite surprised by what Raja has produced in the form of this book. It is a complete departure from what he does with other people's lives. But baking a cake and writing a book for young children, I thought was extremely novel and unique, and to mix it so intelligently with a film and the character which doesn't actually go along with children, but I thought it was very brave, very unique to do something like this. I also want to compliment you, Vishal, for the wonderful illustrations. I'm very keen to see how you actually manufactured the main character, and it's really interesting. I was wondering how you came about those images, and I must compliment you and thank you so much for putting this all together. I have to tell you that the reason why you have written this book has already been accepted. My granddaughter has loved it, and I'm looking forward to reading many of the poems to her as she goes to bed. This is the first verse of the book. Don was a man who loved to bake. Oh, what desserts he would make. The best in the land, so good you'd kiss his hand, just for a slice of his chocolate cake. Everyone loved the Don. His parties went on, and he practically gave his cakes away. He made people smile with his sweets, eclairs, macaroons, and so many treats. Don gave them out for free. He said, just be nice to me. Everyone bowed to him in the streets.